Jack here, JBF Music and Guitar Lessons. In this quick guitar tricks we're looking at 6 chicken picking licks every guitarist should know. Why should you know them? Well, for me, the main reason is that they're just really fun to play. Alright, so this is sort of a subsect of hybrid picking. Check out the lesson card in the top right for more on that topic. But with chicken picking, the main idea is to sound essentially like a chicken. Muting the strings and snapping or popping the strings with your middle finger will help achieve this. So what I'm doing here on this 14th fret of the G string, just as a quick demo, I'm picking with the pick on a downstroke, and then I'm popping the string with my middle finger, getting underneath it, and kind of plucking it. While doing this, I am muting lightly at the bridge here, and just alternating between those. That'll give you a feel for the basic technique here. The other fingers, your third and your fourth, are totally fair game, but most of us, the middle is going to be the easiest to use. You might even want to adjust the amount of pan muting on the higher strings for more clarity with certain notes. A Telecaster or a single coil guitar will give the most authentic sound, but I mean, it's not a deal breaker if you're using humbuckers by any means at all. So bar 1, here I'm picking the D string with the plectrum, and then using my finger for the B, which will be the same for the next few licks as well. Outlining a C, B flat, F. A 5-4-1 chord progression, which we'll be seeing a lot more of throughout this lesson. I'm sliding up to C's third, then plucking the root for that squawky chicken sound. The same third to root idea over the B flat. For the F, we slide down to its fifth, then pluck the third, finishing up with a third to root for the F. Bar 2. Going for the C, and then a C as a passing chord, a B flat, and F. Again, the 5-4-1, albeit with a sneaky flat 5 chord there for good measure. Root to 5th over the C, same on the B, and again over the B flat, ending on a double stop of the 3rd and the 5th. For more double stops, check out this video with the card on the top right. You don't have to put in these grace note slides, these ones, but they help add a little something extra to the lick. This is one of those licks that I always thought sounded really cool, but took me absolutely ages to get around to learning. So pretty much the same idea as our first lick, using the third and the root to target the C and the B flat, switching to the 5th and the 3rd for F, then using the 3rd and the root for F again. A cliche, but I mean it's a cliche for a reason, it just sounds amazing. The chromatics add in some flavour as passing notes and provide a fairly easy way of getting some fast notes in there. You can hammer them if you want. Initially I tried using my 1st, 2nd and 3rd fingers, then hopping over the B string with my 2nd finger, and I mean it worked, but it feels quite rigid and clunky. What works best for me is using the 1st finger, then the 2nd, then using the 2nd again, still picking all those notes, then hopping my 1st finger over to the B string. Not dissimilar to Django Reinhardt's 1-finger octave trick lesson card up there. The next bar might be the trickiest lick we've got in this video. advantage of muting everything here is that you can hold down the chord and it won't get too messy with the notes ringing into each other. If you don't mute it, it's a very different aesthetic. It's more like, if you do it open, it's more like a kind of jingly, almost indie kind of country riff. If you mute it, you get that kind of chicken picking, squawky sound. You could alternate pick these notes, but I'm using economy picking, a downstroke, then another downstroke through the D and the G strings, plucking the B as usual. It's pretty similar to the double down up technique, lesson card up there, except here what I'm doing is using that finger picked note to get my pick back to the D string. A downstroke on that again, plucking the G string with my finger, and pulling off at 15th fret to the 12th. The 15th fret is a flat 7, which gives us a bit more bite, a tad more bluesy. Think Chicken, but with like in shades and a jet black fedora. Basically Blues Brothers, but with a chicken. But yeah, so I'm doing a downstroke on the D and then the G string, finger picking the B string, a down on the D, finger picking the G string and pulling off to the 12th fret, down on the D, and then finger picking the G string. So over the C chord, the intervals here are 3rd, 5th, root, 3rd, flat 7, 5th, then we have 3rd, 5th. Same idea, down a tone over the B flat, and the same picking mechanic. Down, down, finger, down on the D, finger the G, pull off, down, finger. And it's the same, 3rd, 5th, root, 3rd, flat 7, 5th, 3rd, 5th thing going on. And then over the F, we've got just the same thing, but then sliding up to this fret here to the root just to finish it off. Bonus tip, this little down, down, up picking thing is pretty cool by itself, and I reckon you could probably sneak that into solos and lead lines fairly easily. Change of pace here, the G string with the pick, and then the B with the finger. We're just targeting an F major, but with a little chromatic lead-in. It's up to you if you want to alternate pick the G string. I find using exclusive downstrokes works quite well, because I can sort of keep my hand tilted this way, and after the finger pick, my hand seems to want to move back, ready for a downstroke. You could alternate pick it. Alternate picking the G string, that is, but I'm using downstroke. Try both and see what works best for yourself. So we have a lead-in going from the 6th to the flat 7 to the major 7. I'm just alternate picking this, it's just a chromatic lead-in. Then down to the flat 7th and bend this up a tone so we can target the root F. So here what we do is sustain this bend, pick the B string, play the bent note, pick the B string, play the bent note again, and play the B string. And then repeat this phrase. So here we release this bend and then play it and bring it back up to pitch. Same thing again. This last time I'm releasing the bend, kind of pre-bending it down to pitch. Don't have to do that, but it adds in a nice little bit of seasoning, a little bit extra flavour over the top. And then we're going this little chromatic thing again, which you can use to loop the lick. It'll start again. You can go, and you can just play it endlessly, or if you want to resolve it, just go up to this last note here on the 10th fret, which is of course our root of F. A very pretty little lick to finish things off. We're picking the B string and fingering the E string. A bonus tip, if you play around on the timing in this one, you can get loads of bang for your buck here. I opted for a 3/4 ballad style rhythm here. Make sure you keep the note bent and it should all be good. And very much like the last lick we looked at, depending how much or how little palm muting you use can really affect the vibe or kind of feel of this lick. The intervals over the C, we've got a second being bent up to the third. We're finger picking the fifth on the E string. This bent third again. And while we sustain this bend, we then play the fourth using our first finger on the E string, again being finger picked. We then release the third bend down to the second and hit the root. You might want to pull off here, you might want to pluck the note, totally up to you. Exact same intervals over the B flat. And although it may look different, it is still the same over the F as well. For more on that, check out my Breaking Out Scale Boxes tutorial with a card up there. I mean, we could play it on the same strings if we go to the 8th fret. But I opted to keep everything closer together and also to show you a different shape. Those were some awesome chicken picking licks. This has been Quick Guitar Tricks, that's the playlist there. For more fingerstyle stuff, check out this hybrid picking tutorial. If you enjoyed this, want to help the channel grow, stay up to date with new content, hit subscribe, share across social media platforms, smash like, leave me a comment and enable notifications by ringing that little bell on the side if you feel so inclined. Cheers guys.